Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to another video. If you're new here, hello, my name is Abigail May. I have an Instagram called May in the Making, and that is where I talk all about motherhood and being a homemaker. And I also come on my YouTube channel at least once a week and talk about motherhood, homemaking, and also just show you guys days in our life. But in today's video, I want to share with you guys 3 things you can make at home to save money, time, and your health. So all of these items are food / drink related, and these are things that I make regularly to save our family a lot of money and to also just eat healthier. You know, right now groceries are really expensive. I think in 1 month my husband and I probably spend maybe $500 a month, if not more, on groceries and just like basic necessity things. And that can be really hard on your budget. It can be really hard on your income. And so I think it's better in a lot of ways to invest your time and your energy into what can I make at home that can save me money in the long run. And that brings me to the first thing. The first thing that you can make at home is white bread. You can make all sorts of different breads at home. There's sourdough, there's white bread. Honestly, the white bread that I am making, that I'll show you in a little bit, is a lot easier than doing a sourdough bread. But ultimately, you can make bread at home and save yourself so much money from doing so. Alright, I know the whole world is making bread right now, especially sourdough, but bread can be a lot easier to make than doing it with sourdough. I typically just make a plain white bread. It makes 2 loaves, and I want to say I make this like once every 2 weeks or so, but it allows you to have sandwich bread, to use the bread to make French toast, or you can use it to make garlic bread or even like croutons and stuff like that. And I absolutely love making bread. It's super easy, and the only thing is you just have to have a lot of patience, because it does take time to rise, but the whole process, at least to me, is super easy. And at the same time, you're saving a lot of money by making yourself bread, whether that's just white bread, bagels, naan, pita, tortillas, like all those different things. You can save yourself so much money when you learn how to make bread. And this is something that my husband and I decided to invest in ourselves, but we bought a 50-pound bag of all-purpose flour from like a restaurant website, and it is so much cheaper to do it that way than to continually buy yourself bags of flour week after week. And so we invested in a 50-pound bag of flour, and let me tell you, that bag of flour is being put to use. So yeah, bread is a super easy thing that you can do and make at home to save you so much money. Not only are you saving yourself money, but you also know what is in your food. You know what's in your bread. I think a lot of times when we go to the grocery store, there are like a bajillion different ingredients in just plain white bread, and you really don't need all of those ingredients. And so you can really monitor what is going into your bread. You can mix it up by adding in different things if you want to, and it just helps you to eat clean, and not with all of those preservatives. Now, I will say, like, when you buy bread from the store, it has a tendency to mold fast, and so does bread from at home. So if you want to preserve your bread for long periods of time, freeze it or stick it in the refrigerator. That is my advice to you. And that is what we do and what I grew up learning how to do. I will make sure to leave the links to the different things that I make, so that way you have all the ingredients and the directions on how to make it as well. This next one is a more recent thing I learned that I could make at home, and that is creamer. I don't know about you, but I pay probably $12 for two 24 ounces of creamer. And we go through creamer pretty quickly. And so one thing I actually learned it off of TikTok, is that you can make creamer at home. So let me show you. Thing that you can do to save yourself some money and also has clean ingredients is make your own creamer. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just found this recipe literally like last week, and we decided to do this, and it literally tastes so good. It tastes better than store-bought creamer, and it doesn't have any additives or preservatives. It is literally just milk, sweetened condensed milk, and vanilla or whatever flavorings you want. For this recipe, I literally just did 3 cups of 2% milk, 2 cans of, which are both 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk, and about a tablespoon or so of just vanilla flavoring. Mix it all up, and there you have creamer, and it'll last you until the milk goes bad. I love this. It made about 54 ounces of creamer for the price of like $5 or $6, which is like double what you get at the store. Typically at the store you get a 24 fluid ounces of creamer and it costs you $6. But with this you get double the amount for half the price, which is amazing. So if you're someone who likes a little bit of coffee with their creamer but doesn't want all the preservatives and additives, do this recipe. It is so good and you'll love it. And the very last thing that you can make at home that is going to save you so much money is your own coffee syrup. You can make a vanilla coffee syrup, you can make a brown sugar cinnamon coffee syrup, you can make a pumpkin spice coffee syrup. You could probably even make like a chocolate mocha syrup at home. And it is going to save you so much more money than spending $6-7+ going to Starbucks or Dunkin' or Dutch Bros, wherever you get your coffee, by making it at home than going to a coffee shop. I very, very rarely ever go to a coffee shop because 1, we're on a budget, we're trying to save money, but 2, because I can make it at home and it tastes so good, if not even better than some of the coffee shops. So coffee syrup is one of those things that I've just recently learned how to make, and specifically this pumpkin spice coffee syrup. It's so good. It tastes so much better than Starbucks. You're saving your money and you know what ingredients are actually going into the syrup. And I'm gonna leave the recipe down below too so you guys can follow along. But this syrup actually lasts in your fridge for about 2 to 3 weeks. And the only downside about making your own syrup is, number 1, you have to store it in your freezer or refrigerator, and it doesn't last as long as a syrup from Torani or another brand name syrup would if you just like sat it on the shelf. But I think the positives outweigh the negatives in the sense that you are saving money and you know what ingredients are going into your coffee syrup. So this recipe actually makes like 1 full jug of coffee syrup for me. I actually emptied out a maple syrup jar once I was done with it. I cleaned it off, put a new label on it, and now I use it as my coffee syrup jar. So that's another way that you can actually repurpose what you have, is when you're done with your maple syrup jar, you can use it as coffee syrup and put little like chalkboard labels on it. So this is one of my favorite recipes because it just tastes so good. I think in this recipe I add like half a cup of pumpkin, but if you don't want it like strong of pumpkin like I do, then just do a 1/4 cup and it should be good. But this is like, it saves you so much money and it just tastes so good. So all of these things that I made in the video, I put a link in the description box of where you can find the recipe and how to make it. The only thing that I couldn't find the recipe for was the pumpkin spice syrup, so I just left the ingredients and instructions down below. But if you are in a season where you are very strict on a budget, or you're just trying to save money for something, learning how to make things from home, learning how to do things on your own without needing to buy it at the store or whatever it is so much more resourceful. And one of the things, this is a very random tangent, but one of the things I love is that my husband and his dad, my father-in-law, they know how to fix up cars. And so we don't have to spend hundreds of dollars going to places that fix cars, because they know how to do it. So all they have to do is order the parts or get what we need, and all we're paying for is what we need, and not necessarily the labor. And so I think it is so good to learn how to do these things on your own, like fixing a car, or like how to bake your own breads, or make your own syrup or creamer, or whatever it is. So ultimately you're being resourceful, and you are also stewarding the money that God has given you, versus just going out and spending it willy-nilly if you do not have the ability to do so. So just learning how to make things is so resourceful, so good, and it shows that you are able to steward the things you have well. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys don't know already, please go and follow my new Instagram page. I had an old one, but I decided to kind of just like rebrand, I guess, I don't know what the word is, to a new one. So go follow my new Instagram and subscribe and like this video if you want to stay tuned for more. I'm excited for more of the videos that are coming soon. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.